segment. I like Joe Johnson. I know it's a debate going around. It's been going around for like over around 10 years now that Steve Nash, he didn't Steve Nash well, I got two videos I'm gonna show you. This one I messed around and looked up, but hold on, I'm gonna come back to this one. I haven't watched this one yet. But Steve Nash didn't deserve that MVP. You know what I'm saying? That was and I disagree. And I'm one of the few guys. I'm not saying that Kobe should have got it or that ain't what your boy's saying, but I disagree. Steve Nash. Hold on. Well, Steve Nash, he made Joe Johnson $100 millionaire. Shit. Steve Nash got Tim Thomas paid once he left Phoenix. Steve Nash got motherfuckers paid. Steve Nash, bro, he got a lot of them brothers over there paid, man. He deserved to be MVP, but in the NBA, if you ain't a certain height, right? If you ain't a certain height in the NBA, or if you don't score 25 to 30 points, you can be. I just believe the NBA really need a realignment when it started to come the definition of what a great hooper is. It's always boiling down to scoring. That's what I don't like. The game is deeper than scoring. It's so much more deeper. We have so many great players that led the league in scoring and then never got out the first round of play. T-Mac. But let's go. So I just stumbled upon this before we went live.
In attempting to recruit players like Austin Reeves, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving. This is from an insider from Detroit, Vince Goodwill. Smooth. Josh,
okay.
will Detroit become a premier free agent destiny in the Cade era?
Man, we got to wait and see. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying for the free agents out there, man. What Detroit got to offer, bro?
I mean, like Cade take about what? How many shots Cade take a game?
I don't know. He probably. I mean,
30,
with the team,
30 games, 30 shots.
Probably close.
Yeah, see,
probably close.
Maybe cut that in half. You can get some action. People
get some action from who? What you mean?
Anybody gonna want to come in?
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, you gotta understand, Smooth.
But he cold though.
Oh no, he cold, but that's what hurt him in the postseason, bro.
Yeah, just
not having enough scoring.
All them shots. Yeah, him having to take all them shots.
Yeah, him having to take all them shots, and then you got Jalen Duren, who,
but
he wasn't a 20 and 10 beast, in the postseason that he was in the regular season. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they had to rely on guys.
Good games. Tobias had some good games.
No,
LeVert had some good games too. There was some games where LeVert was going off, and they just they subbed him out for somebody else that played valuable minutes in the regular season, and it kind of hurt him in a couple of those games.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Tobias was huge in the postseason.
Lost to Cleveland, right?
Huh?
Did they lose to Cleveland?
Yeah, they lost to Cleveland in 7.
Yeah.
But they needed some more scoring, bro. It was too much on Cade. And I think if you could have got, a guy like Austin Reeves, hell, even Kevin Durant. But I'm gonna be honest, my favorite, who I wish Detroit could get and possibly could still happen, is Kyrie, bro. Like I ain't Smooth. I think it happen, huh?
Think it can happen?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I just think he's that he was that missing piece, bro, who could have took over games. It wouldn't even win 7 with Cleveland if Kyrie was in Detroit. You feel me?
Yeah.
All he needed.
What did they give up though?
It's a scorching sports summer, and you can make all your picks on Prize Picks. The WNBA and baseball are heating up. In my lineup, basically W season and the lineups when if you Detroit, you have to figure that out. But if you can make that happen, let's say, okay, for instance, let's just say Dallas don't get off to a great start and they willing to get off Kyrie. I ain't saying it's gonna happen. Maybe he stay in Dallas. Maybe it works out.
Right.
But I just love the way he plays. I love his patience. I love his poise to the game, his understanding of the game on how to get to his spots, get a bucket, but not only that, but be effective and make plays and make guys around him better.
And I think he's a revenge tour too, man. I seen him work out. I went to top 100 camp, and he was just giving the campers a lesson on, how he works out and how he prepares and stuff like that. And man, just looking at him as knowing the game and the basketball player, he's coming back with a vengeance this year. I think.
Hey, you know what?
That's something to prove, man.
Hey, it's funny you say that, bro, because when I sit back and think about it, it's a few cats, Smooth, who coming into this season with revenge, bro. Mm-hmm. I mean.
All right, y'all got the gist of pretty much kind of what they were saying. It's like Josh Smith has the most people have this perception of Cade that he wants to throw up shots, 30 shots a game, and I don't think that's what he wants to do. I think Cade really wants to play an all-around game where he distributes the basketball, and I think that's my opinion, and that and some people may or may not agree with my opinion on that. I don't think he wants to score the way he has to score. That I think he wants to play with another guy that can take the scoring low where he can defend, facilitate, play a little bit more off the ball, just to smidge it. But some people just think that he wants to score 30, 40 points a game. So I don't think that's the reality. I could be wrong. I think putting him next to a dominant scorer next to him will really unlock everything he can do. I think you may see him go up another notch or two defensively. You might see the rebounds go up. You're definitely going to see the assists go up. You might even see the efficiency go up. The number one thing, you're going to see go down is his turnovers. It's too much falling on him. I don't think he wants to. He said, well, Karis LeVert had a good game. Tobias had a couple good games. We need somebody consistently that even though he may not have a good game, but the defense has to respect him. That's just going to open up the floor. There's too many guys that was on the floor for Detroit this year that you didn't have to respect in the playoffs. You didn't really respect Tobias. As Tobias killed you, he killed you. You didn't respect Durant. If Durant killed you, he killed you. You didn't respect Asar Thompson. If he killed you, he killed you. If you said outside of Cade Cunningham, the number one guy you didn't want to get off in that lineup was Duncan Robinson. That's the only guy that gave Cade any space and any attention. They know if Duncan Robinson see 1 or 2 3-pointers going there, it can be a long night. Other than that, if Tobias beat you, you tip your hat to him. If Durant beat you offensively, you tip your hat to him. If Asar beat you, you tip your hat to them. The two guys in that starting lineup you didn't want to beat you was Duncan Robinson and Cade Cunningham. That's it. That's the only one. So now if you go out there and say, now I put a John Collins out there that can give me consistently knock down a jumper, rebound at a higher rate, give me some more athleticism at the 4, and I'm able to put a guy out there like, even Isaiah Joe, or I can put a Zach LaVine out there. Cade gonna have a lot of free will. Being the ability to close out a game is gonna be sick. And the thing is, well, Zach LaVine hasn't won. Guess what? None of us has won over here. Who the fuck is a winner over here? You know what I'm saying? Okay, see who won over there. So he's 29 years old. We just gonna have to figure it out. No, LaVine has played in some abysmal situations in Minnesota and Chicago and Sacramento. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put him in a situation where, it's time to get some respect. You might have an MVP candidate on there on the way. You put him in a situation where people can really see what he can do on the stage, and you put him with a point guard that can feed him. Who has he played with like that? Like Cade, who really going to be feeding him and really ain't going to be no ego. He can do his thing. I mean, in Sacramento, they had a lot of just different scorers. In Minnesota, I don't really remember his time there. In Chicago was him and DeMar DeRozan. So honestly, bro, I think this is the best spot for him. Or Toronto, where you can go out there and guess what? Even if you get to the playoffs, you got somebody that you got a couple guys you can lean on. And that was the problem last year with Karis LeVert. You couldn't really lean on Karis LeVert, bro. You had one good game of Karis LeVert, but you couldn't lean on Karis LeVert. Dennis Jenkins, he had to figure it out, man. Like, y'all expect him to show up in the playoffs and just be be him. Like he's still figuring out how to play with Cade in the lineup. They play at 2 different paces. Jenkins want to push it. Cade want to slow it down. So at this point, it's really like, bro, between Jenkins, Cade, and Levine, I mean, it's equal distribution of responsibility. There are gonna be games where they're gonna close it out and then line up together. So honestly, that's the move that they gotta make. I think, you know, you make that move, you got somebody, you got a young guy, 29 years old, who probably been thirsting to get to the playoffs. And in general, you know, from a shooting and athletic standpoint, this team is way better than it was last year. It really is. But this all right, so this is the video I hadn't watched. So this is the one I made a mistake and found. So here we go. I don't know who the other dude is in this video, so I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. He looked familiar. Maybe y'all know who this is or you say his name. He looked familiar. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. He looked familiar.
One out of Houston, given a strong relationship with Cade. How many more years do y'all give Houston and KD that experience over there, man? How much longer y'all think? Smooth, what you think? Smooth, what you think? How much longer you think KD in Houston, or should Detroit be on his line? You know what I mean? Because if Detroit was to get KD, we know what that's going to look like, bro.
I think they need to go. I think they go ahead and get on that line. After they found that burner account, man, I thought that was big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, he would have thrown jabs at the teammates. I thought
think about this.
You know what I mean?
Hold on. It's funny you say that. Smooth. If you had a teammate and you found something like that out, bro, that they were saying something about you, especially this the guy on the team, like how you gonna feel about it? How you gonna look at him? You probably, when you see him, you'll probably throw the what's up.
It ain't even the guy on the team. It's the guy that you looked up to, probably.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? These little kids to KD, bro. These are the kids that were, you know, they were buying his shoes when they was in middle school, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So hearing that from your idol, it get a little different. I know older kid. I know, like, I wouldn't trip about a guy being the man on the team. You know, somebody told me it's a difference between franchise and French fries.
Hello, franchise and French fries.
Know the difference. You know the difference fast, Josh. You understand when you franchise or when you the French fries. So, no,
Jeremy, what you think? You can see him in Detroit, bro. Would you like Detroit to get him? What you think? You think first off, how much longer we got with this Houston experience? It's a scorching sports summer, and you can make all your picks on Prize Picks. The WNBA player and enjoy the lineup. One America's number one
experience wherever he is. Wherever he is, it's experience. I don't do no KD slander. KD is one of them. One of them. So you send him to Detroit, that East get real shaky. Real shaky. Cade Cunningham. Cade gonna be Cade. KD gonna be KD. That is tough, bro.
I'm trying to figure out you know, when they gonna get in the gym together. These Houston Rockets, when they all gonna get in the gym together.
What you mean?
Oh, hey man, KD working out with more WNBA players than he is with his other teammates. I'm just trying to figure out what he doing. You know what I'm saying? At least Lucas got all them going out there the way he at. You know, I'm trying to figure out when they gonna put one together in Houston where they can try to figure out. You know, we got the Thompson twins. They look like they was boxing. I ain't like to see that. I thought they was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see some jump shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, look, you know what? It's funny you say that because I think that could be possible, Smooth. Jeremy, like he could get traded, bro. You know, because you got to understand, man, y'all got to understand how something like that can, you know, kind of divide a locker room. Absolutely. Or how you can look at a person, how you can view him. Yeah, you can still keep your respect for him. But then you like, damn, dude really said that about me for real? You know what I mean? But obviously it's our job to still go out and compete, play hard, you know, make guys better. This is our profession. This is what we do. And these are certain things that you kind of have to deal with at times. You know what I mean? You ain't got to like everybody who you working with, but hell, y'all got to get it done. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Think about this. Kevin Durant, compare LeBron James joining the Sixers to him joining the Warriors. Chat, let's take a list.
All right, we ain't here for that part. We ain't here for that. So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, everybody, in theory likes the fit of Kevin Durant to the Detroit Pistons, but the question is, and a couple questions there, how much longer does he have? Come on, how much longer does he have? That's the $1 million question. So you better be able to have a contingency plan with somebody coming behind him, which would most likely be Buka Corey. You better get him prepared right away to step into that spot and fill that spot for Kevin Durant. Or you better already, you better go out there and get Kevin Durant and get Zach LaVine. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. You better go out there and get both those brothers. Or you better have a Buka Corey ready, locked and loaded and ready to go. So you got to understand when you do get Kevin Durant, how much, how are we gonna manage the games that he play, right? Because we need him fresh for the playoffs. And in general, I don't think the schematic fit is going to be a problem as far as how him and Cade fit. I don't think that's going to be an issue. But in general, you got to be ready to, if you can lose him at any moment and keep going. That's why you don't give up a lot for Kevin Durant. And then you got to ask yourself, okay, what type? Okay, you got rid of Beef Stew, you got rid of Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, who helped build this locker room culture. Isaiah Stewart, if I didn't say him already. All right. Now we bring in a little bit of instability in the locker room with this team. And is it the time right now to bring some instability into this team when you got rid of a lot of guys that was in that locker room? We know Cade is the sauce. We know if they bring back Durant, he's the sauce. Asar, those are the guys that want to be their core with Ron Hollins. But it's kind of hard when you lose strong locker room presence like Stu and Tobias, and then you bring in a guy like Kevin Durant that's been a locker room problem, have the lack of leadership. So, but his lack of leadership may work in a great way because guess what? Cade Cunningham has strong leadership. So it's a lot that go into it. But it wouldn't stop me from getting Zach LaVine as well. Yeah, that wouldn't stop me from getting Zach LaVine as well. But in general, Cade, going around here recruiting these guys. I'm not a fan of it. I understand it. I'm not the biggest fan of, going out here, recruiting guys and teaming up with guys. I understand LeBron really, popularized that era. They want to put it on Kevin Durant and go, nah. When the face of the league do something, everybody gonna follow suit. You know what I mean? Like you can't put that on Boston. The majority of those guys got drafted there, or some of them guys got drafted. Some of them guys were traded there, and it was the end of their careers. That's only got one ring. So, to be honest with you, I'm not mad at him going to recruit guys, but in that first video I showed, Josh Smith said something very telling. He's talking about, well, if Cade cut his shots down to 15, guys go want to play with him over there. And my thing is this: I don't think he has a problem with slicing his shots down. I think it's just, I don't want to play in Detroit. Everybody wants to play in a glamour city. Or I want to play in Houston. I want to play in or LA, Boston. That's where guys want to play at. And the NBA created that problem because they don't market their small market teams the same they market their big market teams. So if I go to New York, usually I'm gonna make a lot of money off the field, off the court, off the field or the court, depending on what you're playing. So yeah, I mean, I rather, so I go to Detroit, they ain't gonna give me no play. I'm not gonna get the MVP votes I deserve. Just think about if Cade did what he did last year, he was in the Lakers or he was at the Knicks or Boston, he probably, especially without the injury, he got MVP. They don't even want to push certain guys, you know what I'm saying? So it's understandable why people don't want to come to, Detroit, Milwaukee, Atlanta. I get it. I definitely get it why they don't, because the NBA don't. They hurt you. They deduct points from you. Unless you pay man in, or unless you like LeBron James, they're gonna take points away from you. So it's not designed for small market teams to be successful. So I ain't really mad at Cade, going out there and going to recruit some of these guys. You can't get mad at it, but that's just that new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you used to want to compete. Against, make sure I thumbs up the video. You used to want to compete against your against your peers, and not everybody want to, play Barney and I love you and you love me. That's really the vibes now. Like it's different. It's a different vibe, but